Howdy ho, witches. I'm Crow. Welcome to Witch in the Wild Side. Today I wanted to share with you candle magic. And it's not really a spell about, say, wealth or love or maybe transportation. Maybe you need a car. No, it's a one spell fits all. You can use this for whatever you desire. Whatever the endeavor is, you can accomplish it through using this same basic ritual, same basic techniques. It's very simple. You don't need a whole set of tools or an altar and all of that. You can do this at your kitchen table, your living room, coffee table, So we'll get into all of that. Before we get going, I wanted to ask you to subscribe if you haven't and press like. It helps with the algorithm gods, and it also encourages me to make more films like this. So if you like films like this, please press like and I'll continue. Okay, I guess I'm going to get some things together and we'll see you in a little bit. Blessed be, witches, blessed be. So here we are, we're at the altar, and I've got it all lit and the elements are consecrated. So candle magic. The main point of the candle magic is that it's a focus. It's a simple, concise focus. Now this is a rather large candle. I normally will use a very short candle so that I get it all done in a night, where my full concentration throughout my day, and as much as possible through whatever mundane world you live, to constantly be thinking about that and setting your energy and thoughts towards it, so that come the evening you do it, that's been your thoughts all day, and you do it all in that one night with a shorter, smaller candle. And that, for myself, it just seems to work better than spreading it out like a lot of people get the large, like this, a large candle, and they'll burn it over 7 days. And you buy them, they're called 7-day candles. They come in those little like jars, glass containers, and you put stuff in it and burn it, and it takes 7 days to burn. When I was younger, we used to have the knobs. I'm sure they still have them, and a little set of knobs. Small one first, so the first night was fairly easy, second night was more, third night more, until the seventh night was a much bigger night where you spent more time concentrating on what it was you were trying to accomplish. So I'm going to use a big one though to show how it's being done and everything, and I want to work on positive relationships, fruitful positive relationships. So in that preparation, like if you're, you don't need all of this done. You could, have a candle, maybe light some incense. I would suggest you use the 4 elements. Get your water and salt and your incense and air and your lamp of the art magical. And that can just be any candle. Don't worry about it being consecrated and made into a sacred element at this point. Just have a candle. You're going to need it for light and atmosphere. Circle. Have a bath beforehand so that you're clean for all of this. And just keep it as simple as possible. Don't let your preparation outweigh the spell itself. Most of your energy needs to be on the spell. So all of that preparation needs to back that up, to fortify that. And if it becomes too much, if you're trying to learn the circle casting and all of that at the same time, it just gets in the way. So you're at your coffee table or your living kitchen table, and you've lit a candle and you've consecrated the elements to the best of your abilities, whatever. Maybe you put a white light around you. That's really nice. And keep it all about the spell. Okay, so you're going to want to pick very simple words. This isn't a point or a place to be all flowery. This is, you don't want grand incantations and long, arduous words and spells, You want to keep it to a few words. Very short, very precise. Be exact with what you want to accomplish. There's a saying, say what you mean and mean what you say. Okay, so you've lit your candle and the incense, got it all going. Now you take your candle and maybe you want to bless it with the salt and water. And you want to just consecrate it to the purpose at hand, to friendly, fruitful relationships with all I'm in contact with. Blessings be upon you, O candle of magic. And then through the air and the fire, consecrate this candle to fruitful relationships. Okay, so you've consecrated your candle to the purpose at hand. And if you're not doing all this, you've just got a candle, just hold the candle and say, I consecrate you to the magic at hand, to building fruitful, positive relationships. So mote it be. That simple. It's all you need. And of course, if there's an emergency, grab a candle, say that, do it. So we've consecrated the candle. Then I like building a band. It'll be hard for you to see this, but I draw a band by drawing 2 lines around the candle. I know you can get a little carried away with it sometimes. Anyways, you draw your 2 lines, I'm sorry. Confusing everything here. You draw your 2 lines. And now you've got a place to hold it. So already in your mind, this is set apart from your mundane candle because now it's been consecrated with the magic hand. You've drawn your 2 lines and you formed a band that you're going to hold it by. And this is just the way I learned it, so this is the way I do it. I mean, I'm sure there's other ritual ways to do this. That's perfectly fine. Whatever you get set in your mind is the one you work with. So now I might take my blade or the oil first. Depends on, make up your own mind. Use your imagination. Follow your intuition. So you would take the oil and I will anoint this by the power of the gods for positive manifestation of fruitful relationships. Positive, fruitful relationships. Positive, fruitful relationships. And you just rub the oil, turning it around clockwise, unless you work with the left-hand path, and then that would be the other way. Positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle to bring me positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle to bring me positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle to bring me positive, fruitful relationships. And that's the idea. Just start doing it. I like to get a little rock on. I know if someone's watching me, you'd look a little insane. But that's the way I do it. And I just go on with it. And then I go down. Everything from this way to the wick is up. Everything from here to the base is down. And I build the same thing. And I concentrate and I see myself with friendly people. Hugs are being given. We're talking about our successes and our endeavors and everything that's grand. And I'm saying to myself, I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. white-handled knife. Use whatever knife you got if you don't have one, or a pin or a nail works very well. And you draw a line saying, I build this candle for fruitful, positive relationships. 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 And you go around the entire candle until it's all drawn with lines like this. I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. And around and around and around, and then you flip it like the oil, and you do it again. I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. I build this candle for positive, fruitful relationships. And I get my rock on, and I go at it and go at it and go at it. I'll do it like a lot. Like you want to chant it for at least 5-10 minutes, at least on each side of it, right? You gotta put your energy into it. You want to trance out on it. That's why I like getting a little raw and just start doing it. Much like when you're grinding a witch powder. Same thing. You're grinding, you're concentrating as you do it. You get that rhythm going, and you just keep putting your energy in and putting your energy in. Always the same thing. Constantly repeating the same mantra over and over and over. After half hour, 45 minutes, you really built up a pile of energy and you're really concentrating on what you want. Now, you get yourself what you're going to build. You want to have a base that's very appropriate. You can build a base of a candle that is designed specifically just for spells. Or you can build one that's designed specifically for this spell that later maybe you bury in the garden or something, right? Add magic to it. Use your imagination on how to build these spells. That's the idea. But you could use this for, I see myself driving a beautiful car. I'm driving a positive car. Or pick a chant that fits. Or whatever. I see myself working at a wonderful job. I build this candle and manifest a wonderful job. I build this candle to manifest a wonderful job. I build this candle to manifest a wonderful job. Over and over and over again. And that's how simple it is. It's all this concentration, because the magic doesn't take place outside of you. It's not in this. No. The magic is taking place by transforming yourself within. In the Charge of the Goddess, it says, as written by Doreen, for that which you seek, you find not within. You will never find it without. Meaning, if you want, it's like the saying, change the world, change yourself. It's exactly how the magic works. By doing this, you're concentrating and you're saying over and over and over, I'm building positive relationships, positive relationships, positive relationships. So that's happening. The change is happening within. It's very alchemical. So once then you get that built, and it's all built. Maybe you've drawn a pentagram on the top, or another symbol that represents your endeavor. Like maybe it's a handshake or something, right? Pick a symbol that you're going to work with. And then as you draw it in, whether it's a star or whatever it is, you're saying it again. For I build this candle to manifest positive, fruitful relationships. And then once it's all built, and you've placed it upon your base, so you get your candle base. You set your candle into it. Now you have your candle basically built. Now you change your spell from I build this candle to I cast this spell. And that's when you light the candle and say, I cast a spell. I build in my life fruitful, positive relationships. And just go over and over and over that. I light this candle. I burn this candle and work this spell. I bring into my life positive, fruitful relationships. I am positive, fruitful relationships. I draw to me positive, fruitful relationships. And you go over and over it again, but this time your tense has changed. You're not building the candle to do it. Now it is. Now you're going through the process. And then finally at the end, you turn it to, I have positive, fruitful relationships. So mote it be. And there's your basic 3 stages. You've built the candle, you've worked the spell, and you said, so mote it be. However you do it. I like saying, know my will, now attend to me. For by my word, so mote it be. I'm speaking to the universe. I'm saying, hey, you know, the way I look at a lot of magic is everything is consciousness. It all happens in here, right? So if I change and work with consciousness, if we work with magic, we learn to shape consciousness. And a lot of times, it's the first time people really take control of using consciousness to change matter. It comes from the belief that matter is a result of consciousness, not consciousness as a result of physical matter and evolution and creating a brain. Nah, the body and the brain are a manifestation of the conscious being. I'm channeling myself through the brain. I didn't develop consciousness as the result of my brain. It's kind of the idea behind a lot of the newer concepts of quantum physics. Anyways, it's an old magical concept. It's animism, where everything is alive. Everything. Even what looks to be animate. The rock, it's alive. There is nothing in the universe. All is consciousness. Alive. And magic, witchcraft, is the art and the mystery of consciousness. So, change yourself, change the world. That's the way it works. Okay. So I hope this gives you some ideas. It's very basic. Like I could go on hours on candle magic. But you can use this for anything. You can make a protection spell. You can do a healing. You can do a love spell. There's a whole subject over love magic and all of that. And look, if you're going to work magic to make someone fall in love with you, you're in trouble. And you're going where you should not go. So I just wanted to say that. I'm sure most people are very much aware of that. I guess that's it. Blessed be witches. We'll see you in a bit. So be right.